Todd, can overplaying a whistle make our blood boil?
Oh, yes. You can definitely wear out an ad. And the general rule for wear out, I don't think we've ever discussed wear out, but there is frequency and there is reach. So frequency is the amount of times that you reach your audience, and reach is how much of your audience you reach. So the general rule is, in a week, you should reach 80% of your audience and hit them only 3 times. This ad is doing that a lot more. And when it does it more, not only is there diminishing returns, but you can actually have negative returns. They can sort of hate you. Now, they would say it's okay because everyone's talking about the ad, but that's not buzz, that's backlash. And ad wear out happens not because we forget the ad, it's because we desperately want to forget the ad, and we can't.
Whistling isn't something people hear nowadays. Like 50 years ago, if you walked past a building site or at work, you would actually hear whistling. It was quite a normal thing, whereas this is incongruous to people's experience as well, because people have radios on or they have their headphones in. So it doesn't feel like something that happens every day. And for me, it's the wherever we go. It's like I'm so tired of brands wanting to be your friend. You're like, stop it, there's no we. You know, you do my telephone service, that's all, try to do it better.
This is from the British School of Advertising, Wil. Yeah. So in the 1970s, the only telly you could watch in Britain was the BBC. So there were no ads. So when advertising arrived, they said, well, we are an uninvited guest into the living rooms of all the Brits. So therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to entertain. We're going to have long-form, 60-second, beautifully crafted advertising, which they've done ever since then. And so what this ad is a British ad, and there's something about us in Australia that we're not really that into long-form, beautifully crafted 60-second films which are whimsical and a bit silly. I mean, really all it's trying to do is just be entertaining. But in the end, this is not a particularly Australian commercial.
Well, I really like it. Telco bashing in Australia is a bit of a sport, and it's not hard to incite that. I kind of feel like, you know, with this, what they've done, I'm glad that they've gone there, but otherwise we just get mind-numbingly boring stuff, averaging, because people are really scared of that kind of detraction. For me, I kind of like the whistle. I like this sort of carefree amble. I like the whimsy of it all. And there's something, for the whistling look to actually trend on the talk, like that's a big deal for the big T. That would never have been heard of like 4 or 5 years ago. My son said that kids are actually whistling this in the corridors at school, which, you know, who would have thought that, you know, teens would be whistling Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. So in some ways this whistle has more coverage than even the Telstra network, and I think that goes back to the job to be done here. They don't have to appeal to the Russel Telstra customers, and Optus is like nowhere to be seen. They needed to find a way to infiltrate Millsies, right? Yeah. And they've done that through their imagination, their feed and their auditory system. And one last thing, I'm really glad that they've given a platform to it, you know, a niche minority audience, pro-whistlers, you know, finally have their time in the sun and in our ears.